1% rule. Oh, here we go. We forgot. All right, let me see. Got it. Perfect. All right, guys. So again, before we start our Gator step, I want to tell you guys about the 1% rule and how I want you guys to implement the 1% rule in all aspects of your life, okay? Especially when you come here to Big Picture Gators. This is where you take the action and you apply the 1% rule when you come here, and we all are here together, okay? So here we go. Let's see, who do I want to, Elijah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing, brother? Welcome.
I'm good, thank you.
I got a quick question for you. At what point throughout your busy day is it that you charge your phone, brother? At what point? At what point throughout your whole day do you charge your phone?
At what point?
Yeah.
Multiple points of the day. Probably noon and afternoon.
Okay, but let's now apply that to your phone itself, brother. Like when your phone is at what percentage it would be before you would recharge your phone? At what point?
30%.
30%, perfect. Perfect, awesome. James, what about you, James Fraser? What about you? At what point, at what percentage do you charge your phone? James, I can't hear you, brother. I can't hear you, but I want to. Guys, can anybody hear James? I still can't hear him.
I can't hear him either.
No.
Can you unmute yourself, James? Let's see.
I'm going to unmute him. Ask to unmute.
Hey, so for everybody else that is coming in, guys, so I'm trying to explain the 1% rule and how I want this and how I want each and every one of you guys to apply it to your life. Because my dad, who adopted me out of a juvenile facility almost 21 years ago, he told me yesterday that when he was watching our channel here on YouTube, because it's on YouTube now, he said, you know, son, as I was watching it, I thought about the 1%, and I said, Dad, what do you, tell me what you're talking about. And he said, you know, at what point do you charge your cell phone? I said, I don't know, 5%. And, you know, Janisha, my wife, she was like, I don't know, 4%. And then, you know, we have Elijah, he says 30%. James, eventually he'll tell us whatever percent he charges that. But here's the thing, guys. For us, we have to charge our phone because we know our phone's going to die. But your phone will give you maximum output even at 1%. Your phone doesn't know that it's about to die until it dies. And it will give you maximum output at 1% until it dies. And that's the mentality that you guys need to have in your every single day life. No matter how tired you are, no matter where you're at, no matter how many anchors is in the mud, you need to come with the 1% rule and give everything you got, especially when you come here. We give you homework. We ask you guys to step outside of your comfort zones because we want you to grow. We want you to be financially free, which is what every single one of us wants. And this is why I want us here in Big Picture Gators to understand and apply the 1% rule. And when you come here, you give maximum output. You give everything that you got at every single turn. You're in the dark. Give me your questions. You need more answers. Let's go get them together. Like, I want the 1% rule from each and every one of you guys when you come here, because what I'm asking you is so that all of us can get over these obstacles a lot quicker to get you in places that you want to be. And so this is why I want us here at Big Picture Gators to understand and start applying the 1% rule. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead. I want everybody to just listen to me. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to lift up my arms. I'm going to lock arms with every single person in this room. And now just for a moment, everybody, I want you guys to imagine taking one more step, one more Gator step. Bam, you just did that, you guys. We just did that together. You just you just got one step closer to your financial freedom, and you don't have to do it alone. We just did it right now. We just did it, you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm so blessed to have each and every one of you guys in my life. I'm so blessed that we get to enjoy this journey together. With that being said, Giselle, MJ, I'm going to let you guys take it over. Thank you guys. Welcome. I can't wait. We have a lot in store. Let's do this. Let's grow, you guys. Hey, growing Gators is a lifestyle. It's one that I'm going to choose for the rest of my life. So let's go.
Thank you, Dayton.
Thank you, Dayton.
That step was very much necessary for everyone. And I think this is how we are going to grow together. Today, today's topic is how to comp properties. And I have Jazz with us. I've known Jazz for quite some time now. She's also one of the big sponsors for our nonprofit organization. And she has been doing real estate for a long time here in California. First of all, I wanted to thank Jazz on behalf of all of us for spending Friday evening with us, trying to educate us. Having said that, Jazz, I hope you are still you were able to connect to this Zoom session.
Yep, I'm right here. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yes,
Hi,
Jazz.
yes, hi.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
absolutely. Absolutely. Let's grow.
Okay, so as Manish said, I'm a real estate agent here in California. I've been in the business probably about almost coming on to 20 years, going from zero production to being one of the top producers out here. And over the years, I've learned a lot. I always believe that every day you always learn new things. And I've come across many people, investors, buyers, sellers, people who think they can buy, but just cannot buy. So, I have a lot of experience that I'm bringing to the table. And as Manish said, I just wanted to talk about some CMAs that I do for clients and investors. So let's talk about investors. So when an investor comes to me looking for an investment opportunity, whether it's to hold a property or flip a property, there's a couple of elements that go into place when I'm doing the CMAs. So as an appraiser looks at it, they're looking at comps that have closed within the last 3 to 6 months within a mile radius. When we're running comps, what we look at is like-for-like properties, square footage, backyard, amenities, what's local, whether there's a public transportation, school ratings, parks, shopping centers, all that kind of stuff. And then we make adjustments based on that. We make adjustments based on the condition of the home. So we got a like-for-like property. We look at solar panels, we look at upgrades, and then we're able to determine what the value of that home would be based on a traditional sale.
Jazz,
Here you go, seller.
Jazz, can I hop in just for one
Yes.
second? Hey guys, so
Sure.
right now she is giving you guys like the intricate details on, and we should be taking notes. She is dropping dimes for us for when we go and comp these properties, just so everybody is on board, guys. So I just want to make sure that if you're not taking notes and you want to, please take notes, guys, because what she has given us is valuable information. So thank you, Jazz. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No worries. So again, when we're doing a traditional sale, we want to look at the big picture. Okay. And the big picture is what are you going to tell your seller their home is worth? And you're going to look at upgrades. You're going to look at solar panels. You're going to look at local amenities, schools, and all that kind of stuff. That's for a traditional sale. Now, there are some times when you go into contract on a traditional sale, an appraiser will come in either higher or lower. If they come in lower, you as an expert have to be able to present to the appraiser, hey, you have not used these comps. This is the upgrades this home has. Why didn't you make adjustments there? Keep in mind, you as an agent, the seller is relying on you to give them the best information to get the value of their property. So now let's flip it. You're working with an investor. And an investor comes to you and says, hey, I want to flip this home. Okay. So what they're going to look at, they're going to look for the best deal on the market. And how do you determine the best deal? Well, it's going to be the sales price. Okay. Then you're going to look at, okay, I'm going to buy this investor is going to buy this home for X amount of dollars. How much money is it going to take to make this home up to par? 50, 60,000, $80,000? Does it need new windows? Does it need upgraded bathrooms? Does it need upgraded kitchen? When you're selling as an investor, key things to remember is people look at the kitchen, the master bedroom or the primary bedroom, and the primary bath and the lot size. Those factors are going to determine how much the home is going to sell for. So when you're submitting an offer for an investor, you've got to make sure your purchase price is going to be good to allow for those repairs. Those repairs, they're relying on you to determine what those repairs are going to cost, okay? You may have to bring in a contractor, and the contractor will look and determine what those repairs are. You then present the repairs, the purchase price to the investor and let them know, hey, if you put this much money into this home, this is how much you're going to be able to sell it for. And then you'll be able to determine the profit the investor's going to make. Lastly, is if it's going to be a hold, what is the return on that investment over 2 to 5 years? You as the expert have to determine that. What is going to be the increase percentage-wise on that home year after year? And in the 5th year, how much is that investor going to be able to sell that home for? So those key factors is going to determine what the value of that home is going to be. So when you're running your pricing, which is called the CMAs, you've got to make sure you're taking all those details into account, and your CMA has to reflect who you're doing that CMA for, whether it's a seller, an investor to flip, or an investor to hold. I hope that all makes sense.
Wow, that's awesome. That is so valuable, guys.
No, that is so, and I will just add to that one. Jess, thanks a lot for all that information. How this information becomes relevant for us as the GATOR lenders is following way, right? So let's say some wholesaler came to you saying, okay, this is the property value at this point of time, and I need $10,000 of EMD. Now it goes to the title, they run, we get the appraisal report. You come to find out the appraised value is 50,000 lower. Now, this needs an extension of the inspection period because the wholesaler needs to go back to the seller and negotiate the price again with him.
New
Saying,
price.
this is the appraised value. And so that what that means to you as a GATOR lender is your money is going to be stuck for a longer duration than what you anticipated it for. And
yeah,
that's how CMA becomes important for each and every one of us here in the group.
Boom. That's a boom, you guys. That's fire right there, guys. We need that.
And typically when something like that was to happen and the seller doesn't reduce the price to the appraised value, the buyer who's going to be at the end is not going to be able to finance that home because the lender is not going to give the financing. So it could mean that the deal is going to fall apart unless they come in together and the buyer brings in more funds or the seller lowers the price. There's no way around it. Or unless the appraiser changes the value.
Yeah, and just to add to that one, right? You add the rehab cost on top of that. So there is no way, the house is going to be appraised to whatever the wholesaler is telling you to. So it's very important you ask wholesalers questions like, have you done the CMAs? Do you have the appraisal reports? And how did you determine the value, what you're telling us before you even transfer a single dollar for EMD?
And I've had some situations where the investor or even a buyer, even before getting into the financials of it, they've done their own appraisal. So you may want to pay for an appraisal upfront to avoid this issue.
So Jess, how much does an appraisal cost usually? Around $300?
No, it depends on the size of the property and it depends on the location and it depends, on a number of things if you're going to put a rush on it or not. Typically nowadays on an appraisal, well, in California anyway, they're anywhere between no rush around $700 with a rush about $1,200.
Wow.
Same in Austin, Texas.
Right. Yeah, those days have gone for $300 appraisals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the same in Alaska as well. It's about $1,200 for like a multifamily or 4-unit.
Do you guys have any question for Jazz? I
Yeah.
think those were great inputs from her. I never thought about asking about solar panels or asking, how the master bedroom is or the primary bedroom is.
Yeah, the key, you got to know the key factors of selling a home and what really sells the homes.
Yeah, guys, who's got questions, guys? Anybody got questions? I mean, this is valuable information that you can get on any questions when we're comping and whatever it is that we're doing. Like, you guys are learning valuable things. And if you're in the dark, let's get you guys into the light so we can move forward.
I have a question. If we need an appraisal, who's the person that we should go get the report from?
So what I do is every time or any time on my listings or even on sometimes with my buyers as well, I try to keep all especially for my listings, because I'm usually the contact on there. They usually call you to schedule the appointment because they either don't have a super key or they need access to the property. So I always keep their contact information, and then whoever I gel with, I will contact them and say, hey, I need an appraisal done. Will you be able to do it?
Yeah, yeah. So in our context, Giselle, just to add to that one, you can first of all ask wholesaler that did you get the appraisal done on this one? If they are using a hard money lender, of course, they don't lend money usually without getting the appraisal done. So you can work with, whoever can give you free for first, and if not, if you can order it yourself if you have enough spread on that deal.
Okay, thank you.
I had a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
The solar panels, that can be a negative as well, right?
Yeah, if they're leased, because if they're leased, then there's no value. If they're outright
Right, so
purchased, you need to find out.
Yeah, especially if there's a large quantity. Yeah, that could be a negative. It might even be, tied to the home. I'm not sure how that works. So.
Yeah, and I think that's an important point, right? So if you are doing a PML, that could be one of the lien on the house, right? So that you need to be aware of. So that's a good point, actually.
Sorry, I missed the question because I got disconnected. But what I found is if it's a purchase agreement where they're leasing the panels, there's always going to be a lien on the property. You've got to pull the prelim and you've got to find out, what type of solar panel purchase they have, whether it's a loan or a power purchase agreement. If it's a power purchase agreement, then there's no value because they don't own the panels. But the buyer, whoever comes in, will have to assume that lease. And there's no way around it unless the sellers pay for those panels to be removed. If they're outright owned, then you've got to figure out how old they are and take into account the depreciation factor and then, add back some value.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. That was a great question, actually. Just to touch upon both the points from PML standpoint as well as from
And
the
then just one other thing that I want to add, since we're talking about liens on the property, no matter which property you're buying, and I'm sure you guys are all doing this, you've got to pull the prelims. And on the prelims, you'll see all the liens that were on the property. In California, we did have some situations where, and I don't know in other states if you guys had this, but in California, they were called hero loans. And with the hero loans, home buyers or homeowners were able to make their homes energy efficient and get it by getting, new windows or new AC, heating, etc. They thought they were getting a deal from whatever city it was because, hey, the city's coming to it saying, we're going to give you energy efficient, furnace. But what they did is added the cost of those to the property taxes. So now your property taxes have gone from $10,000 a year plus whatever the cost was of the panel, not the panels, the heating and the AC, as well as having a lien on the property. So you've got to make sure that no matter what you're doing, you've got to look at the prelim to see what liens are on the property to determine what the net value is going to be that you're going to make on the home.
Yeah, great point. Great point. I think Elia had one more question.
Yeah, I do. Thanks. Going back to the appraisal, for EMD deals, how often are wholesalers using appraisers? And the second question is, if they're not using them often, how often as Gators should we actually be paying for that? Because that's $1,200 is a lot of money for even for a Gator deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll just share my experience right now with one of the EMD that we funded, myself and Dayton. The house was appraised, I think 20,000 lower than what it's supposed to be, right? And of course, the wholesaler is not going to do any appraisal, but it was actually the hard money lender who told us that. I made a call to him saying, okay, what's going on? I'm not seeing any progress. My money is stuck there. What's the latest? And he said, the home appraised to 20,000 lower. So the wholesaler is now going back to the seller and negotiating with him. What ended up happening is, since he was getting two assets at that point of time, the seller agreed to increase the option period by, I think, 8 more days, but that costed him another $700, $800. So you should, as I was saying earlier, you don't go and order the appraisal report yourself first. Try to see if you can get it from the hard money lender. That's why it's very important to get all the contact information from the wholesaler about the hard money lender, the title company, whoever he or she is working with. Try to gather all that information so that whenever you need, you can reach out to those parties directly.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, a question, a follow-up question on that. So when you say the property has been appraised or the wholesaler has appraised it, I suppose, do you get like a paperwork on it?
Yes, so I did not ask for paperwork. I just spoke with the hard money lender, and since he's lending the money, which was like 85% of the money, I took his word for it.
Yeah, but let's just say, somebody would claim I have the appraised already. So do you get like a paperwork as proof that it was appraised, or?
Yeah, you
Yes,
should ask. Go ahead, Dayton.
No. You're fine, brother. Yeah,
I was just
absolutely.
saying, yeah, you should always ask for whatever documents you need from wholesaler or anyone, and just don't take their words for it.
Yes, okay.
Cool.
So-
And guys, these are all great questions, guys. We need to bring all this up. So we're right where we need to be.
I have another question too. So if we're connecting with newer wholesalers, like how do we introduce all of this to them? Like, so they can understand too, like whenever they come to us for like EMD or like funding in general, like, because I know that some newer wholesalers don't have any, like they don't have the idea of like they have to like make sure that they get appraisals or like they get like they run their numbers well, or they're like working with an agent and stuff like that. So like how would we introduce this to them as well?
Well, there's many ways you could do it. You don't start off like, hey, I'm a Gator lender. You get more intricate as you grow and as you learn, and as you guys walk through these steps, you'll understand like, well, I'm not a Gator lender. I'm a transactional lending, and you're even more than that, because you then become an investor. You then become a capital raiser. Like don't limit yourself to I am this or I am that. That's number one. Excuse me, guys. MJ, can you take over for a second?
Yeah, I can take it over. So, Giselle, to answer your question on that one, right? Usually the wholesaler is not going to do an appraisal by himself. He's not going to spend $1,200. So what you ask the wholesaler to do is, how did you come to this value, right? What comps did you run? And the way Jazz has just explained us how the comps have been run, we can kind of, now what was his process of coming to comps. Of course, for rehab, you will ask him to get quotes from whoever the contractor was and see if it makes sense. If someone has put $500 for changing tiles of 3 apartments, it's not correct. Or if they have put, $3,000 for just changing the shower, that's not correct. So you will use your analysis as well, plus the square footage rule that I think Jerry Norton teaches for the rehabs, right? So, and then you come to a value saying, okay, the wholesaler is either way off the mark or is somewhere nearby. And of course, once he gets the appraisal report, then you follow up on that one. Sometimes the sellers also have their appraisal report beforehand. You can ask, okay, did the seller do an appraisal? If he did, when was it done? And can you send that report to us?
Perfect.
I have another question, if that's okay.
Sure, go ahead.
What, this might be for Jazz. So what software do you recommend, or do you recommend software to run comps or platforms?
So I just use Cloud CMA, but there are other platforms out there. I'm not sure which ones they are, but I just use Cloud CMA. But within your MLS as well, if you have MLS, you should be able to have a program in there that you can run comps on.
All right, thank you.
Privy has good MLS comps as well. Privy and what's the other one? I forgot the other one. But yeah, Privy is the main one right now.
Hey, brother Elmore, can you put that in the chat too? Thank you,
Yep,
man.
I sure will. Give me
Thank
one
you.
second. My baby's crying right now. But
No problem.
yep,
Thank
one
you,
second.
man.
They said privy? Is that what he said?
Yeah, Privy. That's
Yeah,
gonna be in the
yeah.
elephant challenge. Elephant challenge. We're gonna have to use that software.
Got it.
Yeah, and if you guys don't want to spend any money, I think Jerry Norton has free
A free
copy
one, yeah.
software. So if you don't want to spend any money right now, just go and use that one, or try to see Jamil's video. He has a very good video on how to comp. He lays down the foundations very well on that one.
These are gems, guys. Go use them, please.
And even the ones within your MLS should be free as well. So
Yeah.
because you're already paying for the fee.
It's all about
Thank you.
growth. Let's grow, man. Awesome.
Hey, another newbie question. How would you know about property liens? Because it was mentioned earlier about that solar panel. How would you know what are the liens on that property?
Right. So you'd get that through title. Title would they would process all of those liens, and until title is cleared, again, we don't send out any money, right? We always make sure that our money is protected, and that is all a part of the process.
Okay, now I remember. Thank you, Dayton.
Yeah, no problem.
And
No problem.
And just one thing, what I always do is anytime I have, whether I have a listing or I'm working with an investor on a flip or whatever it is, you've got good relationships with your title companies. You use your title companies as your resource. Just go to them with anything, because trust me, they want your business and they will go out of their way to help you. So whatever you need, they can tell you, they can pull up everything against the home and tell you what liens are against the property, and just request a prelim.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry, real quick, can we get a lot of hearts in the chat, guys? Because Jazz is coming here with so much value. Let's show her some love. Give me them hearts, throw them thumbs up for her, because she's bringing tremendous value. And Jazz, we do appreciate this so much. You taking your time to be here with Big Picture Gators and allowing us to pull from your knowledge and all of your experience. So thank you so much for being here from our end to your end.
Of course, you're welcome.
Yeah, and so Jazz actually introduced me to one title company, Darren. And Darren and I have now become good friends. I have some questions. I just text him saying, hey, Darren, can you help me with that question? And no matter what time of the day it is, even at 9 p.m., he's going to respond back to me. So just amazing connection that Jazz has helped me also build through her network. So kudos to Jazz for that.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Awesome. What else we got, guys? What else questions we got? We'll take them. Let's go. I know we got questions.
So question for you.
I don't have a question, but what's it called? I know in the past, when I was I'm still a wholesaler, but for running comps and whatnot, you could talk to partner up with a real estate agent, and they could give you all the comps you want as well. Like I had a good friend that's a real estate agent. You know, we all know a good friend, so you could also partner up with one of them, and they could give you free comps. You know, or I mean, you know, take them out to lunch or whatever. You know, because he's your friend. So you know, nothing is free for life, right?
That's all right.
But still, you know,
That's right.
you know, so yeah, that's what I could say as well. You know, like I know you guys work just gators or whatnot. You know, we don't really need a lot of softwares or whatnot as far as that. You know, but as far as like if you're like outside of Gator, like wholesaling and stuff like that, then you need the extra software. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. We appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
and just
Elijah.
Oh, go ahead. Go first, and then I'll go.
No. I want to listen. Let's go.
Oh, all right. Well, so if I'm running comps and I'm doing the underwriting on a deal, what's the like average turnaround time how quickly should I do it before getting back to like the wholesaler?
Like how quickly before you get your work done to get back to them?
Yeah. Like should I be
if you get it done, you send it out.
Well, like how long does it take you?
So this is what we are going to do, Elia, right? We are going to make you improve on how you do comps. And this is the part of the homework that Giselle is going to bring in, right? So initially it's going to take you a lot of time because even if you go to Zillow and try to look up data, you will be getting confused. You will get lost. You will want to have a look at the resources. So next 5 days, and I will let Giselle talk about it a little bit. So Giselle, go ahead.
Yeah, so the assignment that we have prepared for you guys for the next couple days, like the next week, it's like we take 5 properties, more specifically single family ones, because multifamily are a little more complicated. But to take 5 properties, any property is fine. What we want to do is start to build that skill of like comping and like finding that value of the home. We take 5 properties, we comp them with what Jazz described a little bit. I know Jamil has also like some rules that he follows as well when he appraises. So we can like go look at his videos as well to help you, to give you more insight if we have more questions. But we're gonna take those 5 properties, we're gonna comp them, and then we're gonna like work on some forms to submit our experience, how we did, and then next week we come and talk about it with everybody.
Yeah, and just to add to that one, Jazz has showed us some high level stuff, right? Like going and checking the lanes or solar panels or bedroom. You don't have to spend money to do those things. Just do basic comping, what Jamil shows us, just to do high level one. And then, once you get some deals, try to see what you can get done further, how you can improve from whatever you have learned so far.
Guys, and super important right now, guys, right now with this homework, with you guys calling title, you guys calling different escrow companies, and even right now is time for you to take action. Right now is time for you to apply the 1% rule. And for those of you guys who came a little bit later and you don't know what the 1% rule, when this goes up, go watch it, because guys, we need to live by the 1% rule. We need to apply it right here, because right here is the financial freedom, you guys. Right here is what you've been looking for. Right here is away from the 9-to-5 mindset. Right here, all of us doing together. So please, the 1% rule, apply it. When we ask you guys to do these homeworks, is because MJ and I have literally been running into barriers after barriers after barriers after barriers. And right here is why we're trying to avoid these barriers for you guys as we move forward, as we grow, as more contracts come down the pipeline. And we need to start right here, guys. So this 1% rule, sorry, MJ, I have a
question.
Let's go.
I have a question. When you comp properties, do you also consider the surrounding homes value? Is that also part of comping, or is that irrelevant?
Oh, that is.
No, that's 100% relevant. That is 100%. And Jazz, thank you for touching up on that earlier. And guys, she did say that. That's why I kind of wanted to stop her, so that way we knew that like that was gems that she was dropping. But yes,
Okay.
that you absolutely need that. And like grocery stores, KFCs, Taco Bells, Starbucks, like these are things like
That's
you
right.
want
That's
to,
what she's referring to. Thank you.
right? Yeah,
you.
no worries. Hey, listen, there's no worries. We want everybody in the light, because the faster you grow, the faster we all grow, guys. So this
Okay.
this is what we need out. Let's go. Who else? Come on.
And then
Come on.
just to give you an example of something, you know, on one of my listings, this just happened last week. It has an awesome view of the Delta, beautiful view, but right behind it, they have in the backyard, there's a noise wall, and you can actually hear the freeway. So the appraiser adjusted it, gave us 30,000 for the view. No, it gave us 12,000 for the view, but knocked off 30,000 because it was next to the freeway of the noise. You guys don't need to go into that much detail. You just want to know what the homes are comping for. What is the average sales price in the area? What is the average price per square foot in the area for a like home? Don't go into like too much detail, because then you're just going to make it complicated. Let the appraisers do that.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Man, Jazz, you're coming with that fire. Thank you so much, Jazz. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Awesome. Any more questions, guys?
I have another question.
Let's
But
grow.
Well, I've asked like two, so who was gonna ask a question? I don't want to monopolize the
Oh,
time.
I was just gonna ask, hi, this is Patricia, and I'm sorry I'm late. I'm going from one meeting to the next, but I'm so excited to be here and thank you for creating this. Jazz, I have a question for you. So since I did come in late, and you don't have to repeat yourself if this has already been asked or answered. So you're doing the comps. Are you also basing it on the location when you're doing the comps, or is it just strictly, hey, this is the town, this is the look, this is the address, and then all the comps within that area? So it doesn't really matter as far as geography.
No, it does matter. Geographically, it does matter. You don't want to go beyond a mile unless you absolutely have to. You want to keep your comps within a mile, okay? Anything beyond that, it's not a true comp, because it's out. It could be in a different neighborhood. It could be, you know, closer to the freeway. So you got to try to stay within a mile. If you cannot find something within a mile, then yes, go outside of that mile, but try to keep it as close as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Because otherwise you could end up in a different city if you went
Right.
out, you know, a mile, and then that your comp is unrealistic then.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And also, so like the roof, all that stuff, when you're comping, you're looking visually at the place too, right? The conditions of the place. Can you see that? I mean,
Not necessarily, because I actually look at the place when I actually go on the listing appointment. So I'll take my CMA with me and say, okay, this is what the data is showing. Now let's make adjustments based on the condition of your home. So if it needs a new roof, okay, what type of roof is it? What's the square feet? So you've got to know your prices as well. So you got to know how much is it going to cost to put a roof on a 1,500 square foot house. So you'll make adjustments based on that. You're either going to add it or you're going to take it off.
okay, thank you.
Of course.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, am I on, Mona? Yes, so if someone is living, hello everyone, someone is living in an older community, but there's no HOA, it's not a development. If the owner would like to upgrade or remodel her or their home, and they know that the neighbors are not remodeling like that, they live in the same area for like years and years, is it advisable for them to go to upgrade more than the neighborhood so that they stay on the right comp?
Yeah, so
Is it going to be like if the neighborhood is 100 250 and they're going to upgrade the home and spend another 50, so their they're going to be like 300. Will the comp be up at par in that new home that is renovated or remodeled?
I'm
Is
not
it
sure if I,
advisable? Is it advisable to remodel it
Mona, you
where
never
in
want to
fact
be
the
the most,
neighborhood is not remodeling theirs?
Mona, you don't want to be the most expensive house on the block ever.
Okay,
That-
yeah.
It's a good rule of, it's a good rule of thumb, because everything else around you is, unless your neighborhood is maybe in a transitional space where, you know, you're starting to see people come in, build new homes, do all sorts of things. And there's multiple, but you do not want to lead the pack on that, because you will not get your money out.
Okay. And
Awesome, awesome.
thank you.
Yeah, and obviously that wouldn't be like a fix and buy and hold, right? That'd be like a fix up and then sell it.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Elia, go for it. I think you're
Yeah,
waiting for your question.
yeah, no, thank you. So I run the comps, do the underwriting, I guess, and I don't know if this is part of the homework. If it is, you can tell me it's part of the homework and you'll find out. But like how do I know whether it's a deal that I should actually fund the EMD? And my understanding is once we run the comps and the underwriting, that's when you can kind of figure out, am I really gonna, is this a deal that I need to get involved in? And that's where I'm kind of stuck, is how do I know?
Yeah, so that was actually, yeah, go ahead, Dayton. Go ahead.
I think the ultimate question is, I guess the ultimate answer would be is, when would you find out when is your money is protected? Because when you answer that question, that is when you know if this is the contract that you want to make into a deal. When you can figure out where your money is protected and how it is protected, what assets is using to protect it, is how you know this contract will now become your deal. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
It's
essentially.
that simple.
Is it a good idea to typically ask for collateral to ensure that you're, when you're in the contract, to ensure that you're protected?
Patricia, if I just met you off the street and I just asked you for 100,000, would you give it to me?
No.
So then I would say absolutely yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Eli, just to add to what Dayton was saying earlier, so what it means is, you know, you might not always get the right appraised value or right comps, but what Dayton mentioned is really the important question. What happens if the comps were done wrong, appraisal was done wrong, the value that you were given were wrong? Did you put all the checks in place to protect your money?
And
Right.
and guys,
And you're
just
talking
for,
about the contract, you're talking about the paperwork to protect the money, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Right? Because there will be instances where you will overlook the comps or values that are provided by the wholesalers, right? So at that time, you still need to have checks in place, which make sure your money is not lost. We lost $300 today, right? Because we funded the extension of the option fees, which we should not have done. But you know, we wanted to help the wholesale.
it was a tough $300 lesson, you guys. For me, it was tough.
Yeah, and I mean, we were okay to lose that because we wanted to see what's going to happen, right? If we take this risk, we knew that we did not have to fund the extension of the option fee, but we did it. We wanted to see how we can recover it once in a while, and it's okay, you know. But we wanted to share this because, you know, you're not going to get everything right every time.
Yep.
Mhm.
And
So
and we
ultimately-
just, yeah, we use it as a learning tool. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, ultimately, what y'all are saying is, you know, if you decide to fund a deal, protect it and make sure you have the right paperwork in place. So that way, if it goes awry, you can get that money back.
That is absolutely correct. At the base and at the bottom line. And look, for you guys who haven't watched the last video or the last two videos, MJ and I raised $1.1 million and we had to walk away from 1.4 million in 5 days. MJ, if they could have protected our money, they protected in the front, they protected in the middle, they could not protect our money in the end. But because they couldn't do that, MJ and I, and again, it would have closed in 5 days. We had to walk away from $1.4 million because they couldn't protect our money. So we knew that that contract was going to remain a contract and we wasn't going to turn it into a deal. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Was
and I love that you guys.
Was that a joint? Was that
I'm
a
sorry?
joint venture or was that an EMD?
That was a joint venture between MJ and I. And guys, just so you guys know what to look for, there is so many. There is so many. This is why we take time away from our families to give you guys our experiences, hoping that you guys can grow faster and quicker than we can, because we are running into so many obstacles and we're trying to avoid them for you guys. So, you know, we are ultimately like sacrificing everything to give to you guys, plus grow our company, plus, you know, educate our community and give back to it. Like we step outside of our comfort zones, which we are asking you guys to do the same. Be action takers, use the 1% principle, apply it to your life on a daily basis. You know, just so everybody knows, prior to like a month ago, I never like just went and walked, like ever. And it's like now me and my wife's thing, like we go for walks now. Like this is, I'm trying to apply the 1% in my every aspect, my relationships, my communication, my church life, my giving back to the community, my what I'm doing here in Big Picture Gator, how much time I spend with MJ. MJ and I mean, we're probably 18 hours every single day we're together probably. And our wives are both mad at us, but we know that we have to burn the ships and we have to take the cities, because you guys want financial freedom just as much as us. You guys want to get rid of that 9-to-5 mindset. And that's why you come here. You guys give us your hour so we can educate you. You guys come, whatever darkness that you're in, we try to bring in the light, because with that, there's no darkness in this world that can escape the light. And that's the bottom line. And so that's why any question is I need those questions out, because when it's your turn and you're in our shoes, you already know how to get around that obstacle. You're like, oh, wait, Dayton and MJ said this. Oh, and then that worked. Oh, and then now I got to go back this way, because these things are going to happen, you guys. These things are going to, and next week, I'm going to tell you guys what MJ and I did this actually today. No, it was yesterday. We made it official today. We're going to explain it to you next week. And guys, this is like, there's so much out there for you guys. The faster we grow, the faster you take action, the faster we can, this pipeline is tremendous. It's tremendous. Let me digress. I'm sorry. But I just want so much for this Big Picture Gator group, and it is coming, and it is because you guys are going to take action in your daily lives. So MJ, take it back, brother.
No, thank you, Dayton, for summarizing that one. I think, does anyone have any more questions? If not, you know, I think
I have a comment. I'm brand new. I'm a Gator. I just had my PCS today, but I had my contract lawyer look over all of the stuff, and it looked good. But the JV agreement, he pointed out to me something that I didn't think of. You better know your partner, if you're joint venture with somebody, well, because in that joint venture contract from PACE, there's a clause in there that along the line, if it goes down or if the deal doesn't go through, there's a 25% back to the seller. So it's possible. I'm not trying to say that I don't know. I'm new. I don't know the community that well. I'm brand new, but it's possible if you joint venture with somebody and the seller and the other joint venture are in cahoots, they can walk away with 25% of the deal. So have your contract lawyer look at that JV agreement well and know your JV partner is all I'm saying.
yeah, that's a great point. Actually, we met one lawyer in Florida the other day, and she has recommended few updates, or not updates. She said few things which I think should present it to the group. We have asked her to come to one of our Friday Zoom session, and she's just amazing.
Wait, was that Jessica? Oh no, that was the Florida. That was Natalia.
Natalia.
Yeah, guys, we've been talking to so many lawyers. Just so you guys know, this is things you guys have to look forward to, actually, because as you grow, you will need to protect yourself, guys. And this is happening so fast. Like MJ and I just the other day, we're like, how is our future like coming so fast? Like who would know? It's because this is it, because of
So cool.
how much we give to you guys is how much we are able to get and receive. And our pipeline right now with nobody else is like, I can't even hold my arms out that big, guys. And this is everything that you guys have to look forward to. And this is why we ask you to do what we ask you guys to do.
That is super awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for that comment about the agreement and the 25% clause. That's a possible situation that can happen where the seller and the wholesaler can join hands and make us lose our money.
And guys, please do not think that they are not scammers out here. MJ, how many? 4? Was it 4? We've
Yeah.
encountered 4 already, guys. So they are everywhere.
Yeah, and I think Dayton had other day a very good idea. We as a gator should come up with a do not work with list. Where we
Oh,
start
yeah.
putting down these wholesalers who
Yep.
we should not work with at all, because if they scammed one, or if they are trying to scam one, it's very much possible that they are going to do to others too.
And guys, listen, guys, I thank you for bringing that up, brother. That is so, guys, yes, please. If we have them,
No
let's
problem.
get them and put them out, because, and we don't have to talk
Yeah.
bad about them. We just know for big picture gators, they don't play with us. And we
How-
don't, therefore we don't play with them.
Put 'em
How are
on
they trying to
blast or
scam
whatnot.
you? How are they trying to scam you?
So that's actually a good question, right? So next week we'll have Dante coming onto our Zoom session, right? And he is going to explain his story where they lost not just a couple of thousand, actually a lot of money, and they're fighting a legal battle right now. The scammer scammed at least I think 5 folks with the calls.
MJ, excuse me, MJ, I sent you a DMU because I
Okay.
wanted to tell you this guy who was trying to scam me, but I screenshot of the
Okay.
conversation,
Let me
and
see.
it's happening, but I caught it. I tried. You didn't answer yet.
Oh, I didn't answer it.
Because I see you everywhere. Like I see you everywhere. I'm very new. The big picture gator is new to me. It was only sent to me by my friend tonight. But I see you in the gator, and I am friends with Lance Regan and Jesse Regan. And yeah, I tried to reach because I know that you're active. And
Sure.
there was someone out there doing it. And I screenshot both of the conversation with me and also with the person that he's trying to get, a couple, he or she is trying to get. And because I don't know if it's a good guy, when they are communicating with me, he would send me like a 3 inches of 3-inch paragraph, but I don't see him typing anything. Like you see them, if someone is typing, you see those 3 dots running, right?
Right.
That like you're typing something. It would send to me like it's copy pasted. So, and I know, I just know because
No, thanks for
I
sharing that. And I so was that a DM on my Facebook Messenger?
yes.
Okay, sorry, I did not get back to you. And
That's okay. I know you're busy, but I didn't know that this big
Jazz, did you say that was with Jesse Wiggin too?
existing. So, but I'll be. I sent it to Jesse and the Lens because I was trying to save other people. Like, if I know it's coming to me, it could come to somebody else, and if that somebody else is not as aware as I am, or like maybe weaker, probably. I just knew it, but I don't want them to be a victim.
Mhm.
absolutely.
Because I could be if I didn't check on what they're saying. I
Absolutely.
could
Thank
be,
you.
because I want the money. but it's something, you know, I don't want to lose the money. I want the money, but I don't want to lose anything.
Right.
So I saw it coming.
Yeah, I think that's a great way of contributing to the group by even, that's a great way of contributing to the group. Even, it's not monetary, it's just passing on the information to
Right.
keep each and every one of us safe. So thank you, Mona, for doing that.
Yeah.
For
Thank you.
Because I think we have moral obligation to each one of us. It's not just like I can just, keep it to myself and be aware. But if I know it's there, it's my moral obligation.
yeah, I
to
think
tell
show
you that.
some love to Mona for sharing this one. I think
Yeah.
give some much to her.
Yeah, thank you. I think we have time for one more question, guys. If somebody has anything.
Awesome.
I do, Ron Cahalan.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. I'm new to the group. Giselle, thanks for being so patient and working with me. So I was on another GATOR call today about gap funding, and there was a lot of GATOR questions, but what kept coming up was usury. And if I remember through some of the trainings with PACE, is as long as we are doing a joint venture, not a loan, that shouldn't be an issue. Is that correct?
Well, the issue is just don't charge percentage. Just charge a flat fee.
Right.
Usually
That's what I
based
thought.
by percentage.
Okay. Good. Well, that's what I thought, but it just was like an over and over question kept coming up. I go, wait, he said that's not an issue as long as we do it as a joint venture, not a percentage rate. So
Listen, one thing you'll learn about this industry, and you will learn it fast because you have no choice. The more creative you can be, the easier everything will become.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes a ton of sense. All right, guys. Well, I'm excited about this group and getting going. So thanks for your time. Thanks for doing this every week.
All right, guys. So I want to end this. Thank you guys so much. I do look forward to seeing you guys every single Friday. And eventually once everybody is where they need to be, this is just going to be so easy. There's so much, guys. There's so much. Thank you guys. I hope you guys apply the 1% rule. Thank you for taking this GATOR step together. We did this together, guys. Everything that we did today, we just did together. So it's another step closer to financial freedom. Let's get out of that 9 to 5. Thank you guys so much for
Thank
being
you,
here.
guys. Let us
Have a
know if you
wonderful
need
night.
anything from us too, Dayton and MJ. You know what I mean? If you guys need anything from us so that you're not carrying the load and your wives aren't getting frustrated,
Definitely.
we can do things too.
Patricia, we may hold that to you. So
Okay, I'm fine with that.
thank you. We do
My word is
appreciate that.
golden. All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Take
Bye.
care.
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
guys.
man. And like Patricia said, what's it call it? If you need it, just let us know as well. Let me know. Sir.
Absolutely. Thank you, Elmore. I do appreciate that, brother.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, guys. Take
Have a
care.
nice weekend, everyone.
Take it easy, Josh. Bye, Maggie. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys take it easy. Yeah, Sherry, awesome.